Okay.
Yay.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Healthy, Happy, Holy Holidays and Beyond workshop. First time to do an online workshop in quite a while. So working out a few technical difficulties, but I appreciate you coming. And I know there'll be others watching on the replay. So I'm just excited to share what I've got to share and walk you through what I'm going to walk you through. And in the end, I've got an opportunity if you'd like more. How do we do more together? So um, but in the meanwhile, I mean, my goal is that everybody is super happy that they showed up. And I would just like to pray for myself before we start and you guys. So, all right. Well, Lord, thank you for this time. Thank you for these ladies. Thank you, God, that you want us to be healthy more than we want to be healthy all the way through all the holidays, whether it's these ones coming up or beyond. And I just thank you, God, for mindset shifts, for ahas and practical tools that we will all walk away with from this time together. And I just bless myself to help think clearly and communicate clearly. And even if I say peanut butter, Lord, may it make sense to the person who's listening, help them
Mhm.
to understand and to make it apply to their own life and to see what's here for them right now that will help them move forward powerfully in their health. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right. Is there anybody else in the waiting room? I don't think so.
I heard a ding.
Yeah, I let her in. That was Kim. Hi, Kim.
Okay.
Glad you made it. I can only see a few people, but okay, let me clear this over here. All right. Well, let me get my notes up. Keep me on track. Here we go. So I've got notes over here. If I'm looking, that's what I'm doing. So why am I excited about today? Because I know how important health is. And I've been in the fitness industry for over 40 years. And that means, what does that mean, you guys? That means that I started very young, first of all, and have learned so much along the way. But along the way, what's happened? I've had two babies who have grown, and gone through all of the things that happen in your life when you've got kids, how your schedules can change instantly as soon as they're in a new grade or a new program. It, yeah, it's just through the different seasons of life. And then even more recently, back in 2022, we just went through a major family crisis. And part of how that impacted me was I couldn't sleep. I went into what the doctors told me was a manic phase. I couldn't sleep. My body was just like hyper something, and I dropped 20 pounds, which I could not afford to drop 20 pounds. So I went from being able to do lots of push ups in a minute to none, hardly, even on my knees. And so I rebuilt from that. All along the way, I had a shoulder injury. So then I had shoulder surgery, which literally took me a year to before I could move my arm and use it properly again. So, I've been through a few things and had to rebuild. And so I get the struggle and I know what it's like to not have health, to not feel good. And now I'm in menopause. So, then there's all that.
Yay.
Fill in the blanks, right? Belly fat. I can't focus as well as I used to be able to focus, plus add a head injury on top of all that. That happened a few, some years ago. Yeah, kind of a hot mess and hot flashes. So I've gotten a handle on a lot of that. Still not 100% perfect, but I'm okay to say that. I don't feel like I have to be perfect to show up and reach out my hand. So that's why I'm excited. I want to share a few practical things and I already did part of my introduction, but that's why I'm excited. And Gail was actually going to introduce you. So this is my dear friend Gail Root. I met her not too long ago. We spell our name the same way, and we have the same wedding anniversary. How funny is that? So,
Well,
so
I
go
have the
ahead,
privilege.
Gail.
Oh, great. Thank you, Gail. I love you. I have the privilege, you guys, of just doing a formal introduction of Gail, who I admire so much, and I am so looking forward to today. Gail Cuthbert has been helping women transform their health and fitness for over 40 years, and she's still bringing the same passion, humor, and heart to every coaching session today. Throughout her own journey, Gail has lived what she teaches. Her 40 years in the industry have included staying fit through 2 pregnancies, rebuilding her strength and her energy after childbirth, as well as overcoming both a serious trauma and a rotator cuff repair surgery. She understands that real fitness isn't about perfection. It's about resilience, healing, and trusting the process. As a health and fitness coach specializing in women 40 and beyond, Gail knows the unique challenges that come with this stage of life, from stubborn belly fat and brain fog to energy dips, hot flashes, and sleep struggles. Her holistic approach integrates body, mind, and spirit to help women feel strong, confident, and vibrant again. Through her coaching programs, accountability groups, and faith based encouragement, Gail empowers women to simplify their health routines, yay, fuel their bodies with high quality nutrition, and rediscover joy in movement. When she's not leading her community or hosting online workshops, you'll likely find her playing with her 7 grandchildren, writing a devotional, walking with a friend, working in the garden, or sharing about God's transforming power in and out of the gym. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. So when I was originally communicating about this project and this workshop, I talked about mindset, meals, movement, and how it all connects to your mission or your assignment in life, which is things like, that you're a wife or a mother or an employee or a business owner or whatever, all the different hats that we wear, right? And how our health is vitally connected to that. Because if we don't have health freedom, then we don't really have true freedom to be full on powerful in all of those roles. So I'm curious in the chat if you could put what is the area that you feel like you would like the most, you feel like you need the biggest breakthrough in? Is it your movement or exercise, meals and food? Your mindset and attitude and perspective, or just maybe even understanding your mission. So I'm just sticking with the M's. It's easy to remember. And I can put that in the chat if that would help. Okay. Ooh, mindset, movement, meals, mindset. Okay. Well, good. Okay. Well, mindset seems to be a big winner. Oops. Okay. Somebody else is coming in. All right. Good. Okay. Perfect. And meals. Okay. Great. Yep. Mindset for the win. All right. Hi, Lauren. I saw you just came in. I don't know if I can see you. I'm looking at the chat. Okay, good. So
Yeah, I'm in. Okay.
let's start with mindset. I have sorry, hold on. I opened up the wrong file. Please bear with me. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Got this. And I don't have it. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. I was having trouble saving my files earlier. All right. So we're going to talk about mindset. Oh, there it is. Okay. So think about you and where you're at in your health and that whole process of your life and where you would like to be. How you would like to feel, how you would like to move, what you would like to see when you look in the mirror realistically. Like, if you're not super tall and thin, don't think that's going to be realistic, because that's not realistic. But like, and what kind of energy, what kind of, you know, if somebody invited you to go do something physical, would you be able to say yes? Would you want to say yes? Time for pictures and you don't feel like you need to hide in the back anymore. Things like that. All right. And think about also where you possibly would need to make some changes. Maybe you don't know for sure, but let's just assume one thing popped up. Did everybody get at least one thing? Can I just see you wave at me if you're on camera? Okay. Okay. All right, great. Okay. So now we're going to think about the cost of not. Like if you do not take any action, this might be something to write down if you've got something to write on. But if you were to not take any different action and everything just keeps going along the way it is, picture yourself 5 years from now and what's going to be the impact on you in your physical health. Maybe you can write down a few things like, will it be better? Will it be worse? And I know many of you, and I know you have some of you that I know you have some healthy habits. So I don't want to assume anything. Like, how will you feel then? How will you look then? What will you be able to do or not do then if you don't take action soon? And what about the impact on your finances? Will you be spending more money trying to fix problems? Will you still be able to show up at work and put out good energy or run your business, start new enterprises? So think about the financial impact 5 years down the road. If you don't take any action, any new action. So what about your family and loved ones? How will it affect them? And one of the things I think about is like not being able to play with my grandkids, becoming a burden as I get older. People having to, my kids have, oh, mom can't do that, so we'll have to go do this instead.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about your fitness, your family and friends, your finances. What about the impact on your mental health and how you think about yourself, how you show up? Like more confident, less confident, maybe a little more scatterbrain. Maybe your focus ability, is less or better. I don't know that it would be better if you don't do anything new. But let's just, count the cost first of if we don't do anything new. Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's important to consider that because sometimes we can just go along and mindlessly just do whatever we're doing and not really think about what we're doing. Oh, I'm grabbing candy out of the candy bowl. I'm standing at the refrigerator looking for a snack when I'm bored. Snacking mindlessly, watching TV at night, or I don't know what it could be, just ordering the sweet coffees that are loaded with calories. Skipping workouts. There's just different things that we can do and it doesn't matter. And one thing I just heard recently about like when we have a goal in mind, there's always this resistance in us. And here's what it says. It doesn't say, oh, you don't say to yourself, oh, I'll never do that. It's just like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Or I'll do that on Monday. Right? Oh, shoot, I didn't start my workouts this week. I'll wait till Monday. I'll wait till January. Right? So I just think like when I've done that exercise, it was a real wake up call for me to take different kinds of actions. So we're talking about mindset right now. So first being clear on what we don't want, but also being clear on what we do want. So let's flip it for a minute. Did anybody already write down the positives if you were to take different action? Did anybody already do that? Okay, let's take a minute or two to write. And so what if I did make some shifts? What would be different about my physical health? What are some things that could improve? And you've got the categories there. Is there something that would change in your finances? or in how you're interacting with your family and friends? How you feel about yourself, your mental health, you as a woman showing up. Right. So anybody need a little more time? Okay, good. So being clear, first of all, about why you care about making changes is super important, because if there's not a big why there, then why change anything? And there's a proverb that says, like, without a vision, people dwell carelessly, they cast off restraint. And so, I think we all can relate to, you've had a test coming up, so you stay up all night long studying so you can take your test, or you've got company coming, so you stay up late, clean the house, get ready for everybody to show up. You just make it happen. But what's cool though is when you're clear and you're taking thoughtful actions, then you're creating less stress and your cortisol levels go down. You can be peaceful and joyful in the process. So how we think about these things makes a big difference. Like, oh, I have to go to the gym. Well, what if you get to? Oh, I have to eat vegetables. What if you get to eat vegetables? Oh, I have to drink water. Well, I want to drink water. So it's like changing it into I want to feel better. So I was talking to my daughter, she's 31, and she and her husband have started really paying attention to their health, and they're not eating and drinking certain things like they used to. And it's because, and she said that they talk about it and go, yeah, but I won't feel good if I do that. I'm like, brilliant. That'll take you a long way. Like, if I don't work out, I'll feel bad. If I do work out, I don't really want to, but I'll make myself and I'll feel better afterwards. Right. I think I'm about 50-50 that I want to do it, but I just go do it anyway. And I'm always happy I did. Okay. So in the middle of all that, what can happen too is, we can catch ourselves going into situations like a dinner party, or we got a craving, or what are some of the other things that we might get tempted with? I'll just use those as examples. So there's something called stop, challenge, and choose. And it's learning how to catch yourself in the moment and just stopping. Maybe just pause, take a drink, take a breath, maybe get up and walk outside for a second. Just distract yourself from where you are mentally or maybe even physically, and challenge it. Like, is this something I really want to do? And maybe the answer is yes, I'm going to go back in that party, or or I'm going to walk over there and I'm going to get a piece of cake, but I'm going to just take one bite and that'll be enough. But you actually just stop yourself and think clearly and make a choice rather than mindlessly going about your business. So it's just called stop, challenge, and choose. It's a powerful thing. You can do it even in a conversation with somebody, where maybe you're feeling a little tense and you might say something you don't want to say or that you'll regret. So you can just, like, water drinking is great. It makes you pause. There's something actually in your mouth. And then you can decide, maybe you need to take 3 drinks. I don't know. But just get yourself under control for a second, right? So you can think about how you're going to respond. Yeah. So the quick takeaway is what we think about is going to determine, our actions. And God gave us powerful minds. And he said that we can be transformed when we renew our mind, when we think differently. And something I've been learning is that I don't have to just go with what I think or how I feel. I can actually choose. And here's a really good one that I've been practicing, because I haven't been a sleep in person for a long time where I hit the snooze, but lately I have been. It's like, why am I doing this? And so rather than waking up and just going like, well, how do I feel? Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm going to hit the snooze. Instead, I just make a decision like, I'm awake. It's a great day. I'm getting up. Like I just decide, right? I choose this is going to be a great day. My husband saw me the other day. He's like, well, how are you doing this morning? I said, I decided I'm great. So ready to have a good day? And he's like, okay. Like, whoa. So mindset, super powerful. I hope that helped. Would anybody like to share something? I would love to hear at least one person, some quick takeaway that you got from that.
I love that stop, challenge, choose, because I was just thinking, I took my dog for a walk right before this, but right before I took my dog for a walk, I ate a piece of chocolate and then I had another one, which I did not need the second one or the first one, but I would have been fine with the first. But as I took that walk, when I got back home, I was like, I wouldn't have even eaten that piece of chocolate if I had just chosen to go on the walk first. So it's funny that you brought that up.
So good. So good. And the cost of not. Thanks, Gail, in the chat. Great. Yeah, you can put it in the chat as well. I want to. Yeah, which leads us to our next topic, and that's movement. So who loves to exercise? I'm just curious. You can just say it in the chat or wave at me. Me, I love to exercise. I usually do. I mean, for the most, if I just get going, it makes me happy. I get kind of goofy even. Good, Karen. Yeah. Cool. All right. So one just kind of a different way to reframe thinking about movement and exercise is that it's like energy creation. It's like energy stewardship. It's not punishment. It's actually like an opportunity to just like stir up joy and energy that is like at the moment, but long, that's like an instant payoff. And then you got the later payoff as well. Like, for example, if you decide, to lift weights, some of you already do, I know, some of you may not, but like you lift weights, you don't get strong right away. No, you just challenged your body, gave it some resistance, and gave it a message saying, we're going to do this on a regular basis. You better get stronger. And so now your muscles start, like you start creating more muscle fiber and your chemistry changes so that next time you do it, you can handle it better. So there's a longer term payoff, but there's the instant of feeling better, feeling powerful, feeling awake and alive, and your brain being clearer so you can think and focus. Like after I work out is usually my best productive, most like whoosh time mentally. So just a kind of a different way of thinking about it. So I'm curious, what are some of the ways that you guys like moving your bodies? Julie, you said walking. You can wave and say it like out loud, or you can type it in the chat. Hiking, oh yeah, walking yoga group. Buffy likes to walk, Erin likes to walk. Good, good. Uh-huh. I like all those things. Oh yeah, kayaking. I haven't done very much of that. I did paddleboard this summer. That was very fun. I want my own paddleboard. That's my Christmas idea for a present is get me a paddleboard or paddleboard. Yeah, yeah, good. Very good. All right. Well, I want to just talk to you very briefly about movement and then like a couple different things to think about. And then we're going to actually, are you in a place where you could get up and move? Who is in a place they could get up and move? Just wave at me. A couple of you. Okay, awesome. Great. All right, so a couple things. So number one, I want to talk briefly about for women, you guys, if you're not already lifting weights, I would highly recommend that you do. And I can send you as a free gift. I just need to know that you want it. I will send you a workout that's 5 exercises And Buffy, you know what they are because you've been doing them with me. So it's 5 exercises. You do each exercise like 10 repetitions or 10 times. So if I was doing something where I'm lifting up and down, 1, 2, 3, we'll call those reps. So you just do the 5 exercises, 10 reps each, and you can repeat it. It takes you about 5 minutes to go through the whole thing. And the way I've been doing it, the way I've been leading it with my boot camp group is we do the first round with light weight, or you could use no weight, just to get our bodies warmed up, kind of get the neuromuscular connection, get all the juices flowing. And then we pick up heavier, and then we do it again. We do it 4 more rounds. So it's a total of about 25 minutes to do the whole thing. And it's very simple. I made little videos. I will shoot it out to you. Okay. So I'm not going to go over that right now, but why weights? Because muscle is our friend. Muscle is your metabolism. Weights build confidence. There's a mental thing about lifting weights that really just lifts your spirits and builds you just kind of feel like a badass after doing it. It's good for your bones. It's great for your hormones. If it helps, if you have muscle tissue, the more muscle tissue you have, not that we're trying to bulk up or anything, but it helps with insulin resistance. So it can really help with blood sugar management, help you sleep better, makes you smarter, literally. So everybody here, is anybody here not getting older right now as we speak? There's a part of our brain called the hippocampus. And when we lose strength, the hippocampus shrinks, and that's directly related to our short-term memory. So the good news is that if you get stronger, you don't necessarily have to get bigger, but when you get stronger, your hippocampus grows. And you're not ever too old to do something along these lines. So if you did only one kind of exercise ever, I would say may it be weight training. Okay. But I would also say whatever you're willing to do it rather than nothing. That's what else I would say about that. The second thing for women that's really powerful is interval training. So interval training is, when I say that, what I'm talking about is finding an activity that's challenging to do for however long you pick. Let's just say 30 seconds. So you go hard. It could just be like jumping jacks or a modified jumping jack. So here, let me see. Can't really see me too. This isn't going to work. Okay. Anyway, so I could do a full-on jumping jack. Imagine what my feet are doing, right? But I could also do it where just one foot taps, the other foot taps. But that could be enough, right? Or I sit back in a chair and come up quick on my toes. Can you use your imagination? All right. So something. If you're at a gym, there's all kinds of equipment you can use: medicine ball slams, rope, battle ropes, burpees, push-ups, mountain climbers. But the point is you pick an activity that's very challenging for about 30 seconds, and then you rest, and then you do it again, and then you rest, and then you do it again. So there's different structures of interval training, and one that we've been playing around with lately is, and this is especially great for women as our hormones start changing. And that would be 30 seconds hard, and then 90 seconds, nothing, like just walk around. Don't try to fill in the gaps with other exercises, because we want our nervous system to recover. It's not just about how hard you're breathing or your heart rate. It's about the nervous system. And the benefit of this is that it's very, very good for our hormones. It drops cortisol, and it elevates human growth hormone. So this is, it's something you could look up more information about interval training. But if you're going to do that, I recommend 5 rounds. And I've gotten that from Dr. Vonda Wright and Dr. Stacy Sims. So I can put that in the chat. There's a really good YouTube video with Mel Robbins, and she's interviewing. These guys are both doctors. I'm not going to type that because my fingers get goofy. Stacy Sims. They're kind of longer interviews, but they're super powerful for women. And I got some great information from them. So, okay. So weightlifting is your friend. Interval training is your friend. And when you do that interval training, it's only 10 minutes if you do 5 rounds, less than 10 minutes. Okay. The third thing I would say before we move on is movement snacks. So, I don't know about you all, but even though I like being active, I definitely have times in my day where I'm sitting a lot or I'm standing a lot. And so it's great to get up and move every hour or so. Like you can set a timer to get your body up. Why? Get your circulation pumping, get your brain refreshed. Do something that's going to make you squeeze your butt too, because when you activate your glute, like our glutes need activating often. So I want to show you 3 movement snacks and then we'll move on. And I really got to figure out how to do this. Might need to. Okay. Can you see my feet? No. I did this on my iPad and it worked just fine. Okay, I'm going to send you guys a little video. Okay, you can see me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so you can get up and do this with me if you want to. All right, we're just going to do a few of each. There's 4 movements. And these are things you can just do, set a timer, do it for a minute, and then get back into whatever you're up to. Okay, so Buffy, Wendy, anybody from my boot camp, you're going to know a couple of these. Okay, so one is lift up your, let's just say your left hand and your left foot. You're going to step behind and curve your arm over and then change to the other side. So whatever foot lifts up, that goes behind you, and then you just curve over a little bit. And come up really tall and do it on each, just keep changing sides, however slow you need to go to make that happen. And then take a big breath in when you lift up. Exhale when you go over. Inhale, exhale. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, you're going to step back to the ball of your foot. I'll show you facing the camera and then I'll turn sideways. So you're going to just step back, reach up, and when you're doing that, you can push your heel down to get a calf stretch, and you can also squeeze your butt cheek on that back leg to help your hip open. So you just keep changing sides. And you only want to feel a gentle tugging in those stretching muscles, okay? So if you're really warm, you're going to be able to move a lot bigger than maybe right now if you haven't been moving for a little while. Okay, that's number 2. The third one is what I call like a dynamic airplane. So I'll show you from the side, well, actually from the back. My arms are going to be squeezing like this. And I'm just going to tip over and push through my heel on the back leg. And if that's too much balancing, you can keep your foot on the ground. But still try to squeeze your butt on the back leg. Okay, so I'll do a few more airborne. And I want to see what you're all doing. Haha. Yeah, and you don't even actually have to tip over, just so you know, now that I think about it, you could just kind of stand up and kick your heel back. So you squeeze your butt and you squeeze your upper back muscles. Really great way to kind of wake up your posture. And the last one is what I call a battle lunge. So you've got your feet wide and you're going to sit back in, put your weight on one leg and bring your arms around by your hip. And then stand all the way up, bring your arms up and around your head, and then shift into that other leg. You should be able to wiggle your toes on that bent leg. So we'll come up and around, sink in, up and around, and sink in. And let's do one more on each side. Okay, how are we doing? Anybody get hurt, fall over, kick a chair?
No.
Okay, good. Lauren, you good over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just, yeah, wakes you up all right.
Okay, do you feel better after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? We just created some energy. It's great. And when we do it together, it's even more fun, of course. So movement can change your mood, can change your body, obviously, and it can also change your mindset. So they're linked. Think about when you don't feel good, depressed people tend to look down and kind of slump forward. And when you lift your body up and make yourself be upright, it's a mood lifter because your physicality will change your mindset. You know, drink some poison. How do you think your mind's going to feel? Not good, right? drink some green juice or something, you know, a green smoothie, something nutritious like that. When I first started doing that, I called them my happy drinks because I instantly felt happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick takeaway, get your movement snacks in and play around with the weights and the intervals. And I will send you if you want, let me know. I will send you the videos of the movement snacks and I will send you that workout, the 5 exercise workout. All right, any takeaways? I'd like to hear a takeaway or two from the movement portion. You can type it in the chat or just come off mute and talk to us. Thanks, Erin. Oh, Erin's doing the 5 exercise workout too. Okay. Good. So nobody, who else shared? I love the movements after sitting. I feel so much better. Good. So Buffy, are you able to talk?
Yes, I
I'm
was
kind of
just about
curious
to
if you
unmute
have a
actually.
takeaway because you're around me at the gym.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Well, I was just gonna say I do love the reminder that the impact isn't just in that moment, and there's all sorts of like magical things going on inside of your body. Like you said, the cortisol and like hormones, and then like long term, you're building muscle. And I like knowing that it's like a bigger picture and it's just not at that moment. Like it's a lasting impact if you continue to do it.
Thank you.
And that you know me, Gail, that I've been resistant to the weight training stuff and lifting. I've got my little weights and I have just haven't, but just hearing you share how, first of all, that it was your number one thing for women. That was because I trust you, and that was really impactful for me to hear. And you know, energies that we're stewarding the energy, you know. Muscle's our friend. So there was a lot in there that so what I'm saying is, and then these movement snacks, I'm much more motivated, you know, to do the movement snacks as Buffy was saying, because I know it's tied to a bigger picture.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. So I don't know if Erin can come off. Erin's here, but I don't know if you can come on and talk. Can you come up? Can you unmute and talk, Erin?
Yeah, I
Okay,
just
so
can't.
tell them what you've been doing. You've been doing some movement snacks, but you just came up with it on your own.
I did. I had heard about it several years ago from another coach, and I go through periods where I remember it or I don't, and I thought of them again last week. It's just so simple to get up and do it in the middle of the day, like when I'm in between activities. So I just spend like 60 seconds. I watch the clock and either do some jumping jacks, or I even brought my kettlebell to my office so I can do some swings, or, you know, even just some, I don't know, shoulder raises or presses or something. But yeah, I like the ones that you gave too because they're just easy stretches. And even some balance with the airplane. So I don't know, there's so many different options that, I mean, you can find your favorites.
Yeah. I think I made over 20 videos of movement snacks for one of my coaching groups.
Fabulous.
Yeah. And I put them all, I'm going to put them in a private Facebook group. You'll hear about that. But yeah, it's just, there's a lot of different things. You don't think about it. And it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. That'd be a good movement snack. But I love it because Erin and I were messaging back and forth and she's carrying her, you know, taking her kettlebell around, doing some of those moves. I just thought it was awesome. All right. Okay. So we've talked about mindset, talked about movement, and now meals. And this is my disclaimer, you guys. This is an area I need to start like picking it up a little bit here because I was on a really good roll with smoothies. So that was one of my strategies to eat well. And I was blending them with vegetables and I would make enough for like, this may not be good, but this is what I was doing. It worked for me. I would make like 3 days. And so I'd have them in my fridge so I could just grab it. And then when I'm out driving around, I've got a smoothie, like I had food with me. I could just grab something fast and not feel like I needed to go pull in somewhere and buy food or You know, if I'm busy, it's something I can just go grab out of the refrigerator. So I got off track and I actually am all prepped so I can make my smoothies tonight. But I don't know. I'm still working on my attitude with food because I like to cook. Just it's just kind of a hassle, you know. So I'm retraining my attitude toward food. I will say that. But couple key things about food that are really helpful that one thing that I've learned recently, and that was from Dr. Sims in the interview, is that and this is different for men. So how many have you guys ever tried intermittent fasting? Is anybody a proponent of that? Okay.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah, I've messed around with it too. And I was like waking up, having a cup of coffee, going to the gym, coming home, maybe not eating until late morning, early noon, thinking, oh yeah, this is great. One of the things I learned is that as women, when we wake up, it's our cortisol peaks within about 30 minutes. And the way we interrupt that is by eating something. And it doesn't need to be a meal. She just said it could be like half of a banana or a couple of bites of yogurt. But we need some kind of food to interrupt the cortisol. Otherwise, if we just get up, we don't eat, we drink coffee, coffee's going to ramp it up a little bit too. Now we're just driving our cortisol levels up. And I don't really know all the things bad about cortisol, but one thing I do know is that it's a stress hormone and it helps us collect muffin tops, you know, the stuff around our belly, which is dangerous fat. And it's just frustrating fat, especially as we get into perimenopause and menopause. If, you know, it can take on a whole new life of its own. You know? So
Yeah.
that's one key thing I've learned is to eat a little bit of something within 30 minutes. And one of her suggestions, I've done this off and on. Wendy is on here listening. Wendy's a proponent of protein coffee. So what Dr. Sims says she does is at night, she gets some cold coffee, puts in her scoop of protein, blends it all up, sticks it in the fridge, and then it's just ready to go in the morning. And so she's having coffee, but she's also getting a good hit of protein. So just one of her tricks. You can come up with your own strategy there. But the second thing is prioritizing protein. So for years and years and years, I prioritized vegetables and I diminished my need for protein. And I honestly didn't really crave it. I mean, my husband would be happy with like a whole plate full of drumsticks. However, I've learned that it's super important for our brains, for our muscles, for our even if you just increase protein, you can lose weight without making any other changes. If your goal is some weight loss, some healthy weight loss, meaning fat loss, not just weight loss. So how much should you eat then? You may be asking. So are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Think about how much you weigh, and it's 1 gram per pound. So
Is that even if you're trying to lose weight?
Divide it into however many meals you eat. So if let's just use an easy number for math. If you're 120 pounds divided by 3 meals, that's 40 grams per meal. And if you were going to, you know, have a couple snacks that are high protein, then you could shift those numbers. So it's just a different way of looking at food. And it's very easy to look up protein content. So you can Google it. You can ask ChatGPT for ideas. I love ChatGPT. Somebody was going to come on and she wanted to know about gut healthy smoothies. And it's like, I don't know, but I'm going to ask ChatGPT and come up with the answer for you. So you can get some help there. You could even tell it like, these are the foods I like to eat. Help me come up with some protein dense meals. Okay, let me see. What are you saying, Gail? Looking in the chat.
Yeah, does that make sense? So do you do your current weight in protein or your goal, not your goal weight?
Goal weight. Yeah.
Should it be your goal weight?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Wendy says she loves her protein coffee and it even saves her money because she's not stopping at the coffee shop. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it. So just making sure I was answering your questions. Okay, so those are a couple of my key tips. And then eat protein first. And that's really helpful if you're at a party, because there's parties coming up. In fact, there's maybe a lot of candy coming up here at the end of the week. Right? So eat your protein first. It can help cravings go down as well. Helps you to feel more satisfied for longer. And usually there's fat involved, and fat is also very good for keeping us satisfied so that we are not getting hungry all the time. Okay, let me see. What else did I say over here? Yeah. Oh, another tip for the holidays, you guys. Maybe you do this, maybe you don't, but something I do is if I know I'm going somewhere and I'm bringing food, I bring something that I want to eat, just in case everything else is dangerous. Like I'll make a really great salad or a vegetable dish. Those are usually things I like to bring. And I don't know about your families, but one part of my family, they think salads are potatoes with mayonnaise all over them, or Jello with whipping cream all over. That's a salad. Like, well, maybe
Yeah.
not your best choice of a salad. So that's one of my tricks. Another trick is if there's desserts or foods that I know are going to be high in calories, that maybe I just don't want to eat so much of those things, trying to be smart about it. I'll just put a little bit on my plate so I can taste it. And then I put other things that will fill me up that I know are healthier choices. And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with just enjoying your food too, and just making a choice, right? You stop, challenge, and choose, and go, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy all this food, and then I'm getting back in my regular rhythm. So, I mean, there's also that. It's not like you're a bad person because you ate that food.
Yeah.
Okay. In the area of water, also, excuse me, in the area of meals, I also want to just talk about water quickly. If you look up like our body's average, right around 70% water. It depends on the resource that you look at. So if we're not getting enough water into our bodies, then we're dehydrated, and then all of our systems suffer, everything. And so metabolism is impacted when we're dehydrated. Our ability to think clearly, make good choices, and focus are affected when we're dehydrated. We can even start craving other foods, or maybe like overly relying on things like coffee or energy drinks if we're dehydrated, because we're trying to get some energy, right? And water can make it. Thank you for drinking that. Here, let's just drink to that, Buffy. Anyway, it can make a big difference. And a little trick, let me grab this real quick. Is drinking some water in the morning with a little bit of this. It's Baja. I got this off of Amazon. It's Baja Gold mineral salt. And the recommendation is half a teaspoon and some water. And if you drink it, it has minerals in it, but salt also helps your body hold on to water. And then I also recently heard somebody else talk about, they do that, maybe not quite as much salt, but they'll do a little bit of salt in water before bed, or, hour or two before bed. So that way they're not thirsty in the middle of the night, and they're not as likely to get up and pee. So little helpful tip about salt. But yeah, so the amount of water that you want to drink is your current weight divided in half, that many ounces.
Okay.
Yeah. And you could ask, you can look up ideas if you have trouble drinking enough water, strategy. Some people fill up a bunch of bottles, put them in their car, by their desk, in their classrooms, spread them throughout their day. So they're drinking water in all the places. I just have a great big cup, and I fill it up a couple times a day. That's good for me. Yeah. Okay. So, and then the other thing I just wanted to mention, because there's not really another good place to mention it, is that I am using a hop-based supplement, It's mature hot bitter acids, and it's very powerful for burning fat, calming down your nervous system, and also helping your brain work better. So if you want information about that, I can let you know. But I can give you something to read or listen to, or yeah. But if that is also very good. Okay, we've covered meals, movement, mindset, and your mission. Wow, we're ahead of time. We're rocking through this, Gail.
That's right.
It's so weird having another Gail around because I'm just not around that many Gails.
How you're talking to yourself there? No. I didn't.
All right. So, so tying this together, you know, your mission, why your health matters to God. First of all, let me just say that God created something in mind that he wanted accomplished on the earth, like now in history. And then he made you, he designed you specifically for that, to be that mom, that wife, that friend, that employee, that neighbor, that person who pulls up in Starbucks or, you know, shops at that grocery store, shows up with their business. And he designed us all uniquely for those purposes. And he also knows that these things matter because if we don't have our health, we're not functioning. We don't have energy, or the energy we could have. We're weak. We fall apart as we get older. You know, we become frail. Our lives, our world gets smaller rather than bigger. You know, and I'm watching my mom. She's in her late. She just turned 79, and her world's gotten very small because she just can't do very many things. Doesn't have the energy, can't focus, doesn't have the strength, and we're working on it. But anyway, this matters to God more than it matters to you. That's what I wanted to say, first of all. And so we can go to him and ask him to help us. We can ask him for ideas. And it's not hard to, like, he also designed us to be able to hear him. So one of the things I've learned about that is when I ask a question expecting an answer, it's usually the first thing that pops in my mind. And that doesn't always happen. Sometimes I get a picture, or, you know, I get a thought, or hold on, I'm getting a call. Go to voicemail. Or I'll get a resource, like I'll meet a person, or I'll pick up a book, or I'll listen to a song, or I'll watch a TV show. I mean, I don't know. God just talks to us in all kinds of different ways. So, but I do know that if we ask him for his help, he will give it to us. And he also created us to be athletes. So I don't know if you've ever thought of yourself as an athlete, but he designed our bodies to where if we do not move them in certain ways, they fall apart. We get weaker, we get sick, and we're more open to disease. So there's a way for everybody to move and be an athlete. You might be more of a walking athlete, or a yoga athlete, or a swimmer, or, you know, full on some kind of a ball involved. That is not me. I'm a gym athlete. So, you know, he gave us this body as a way to live on the earth. So if this body dies, we're no longer here. I think we all know that. It's not like a big, wow, I never thought about that. But so taking care of our bodies is super important. And it directly connects to all of the different things, the assignments, the role of our lives, you know, and as our kids come along, they grow up, we change jobs, we get older, people come and go in our lives. Our assignments can change, but we always need our health to accomplish them. So what's so cool about it is that when we take it on and care for our bodies, we expand our lives. They get bigger, and we can do more and show up that, you know, more energetic and powerful and present. And that is why I care about all this. So, you know, I'm curious to know, like, what's one purpose? What is one purpose or part of your life right now that really matters to you like as far as this is all concerned, and connecting it to having your health be as vibrant as possible. Is there a person or a role? I'm reading what you guys are writing in the chat. So Erin says she's creating a community of women who walk together and appreciate nature. It's so cool. Gail says, being that testimony to my kids and future grandbabies, that aging can be beautiful, fun, and vibrant. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Molly, it improves my relationship with God and with everyone because my whole being changes for the positive. Julie, I don't want to be a burden to my husband or family. I want to be strong and able to tell others about Jesus. Yes. Yeah. I want to do all those things. So I don't know if I'm going to create a community of women who walk together, even though I love to get out and walk. Wendy says that fitness after trials is possible. Be here as long as she can. Yeah. Wendy is an overcomer. Wendy comes to boot camp and she's got a brace on her hand and she's had something going on with her. Sorry, Wendy, I don't remember exactly, her wrist. And so she just shows up and does what she can. And she's one of the most positive, encouraging people every single time we get together. And I love it. Yes, you're an example that fitness after trials is possible. Oh, and she's overcome cancer. Yeah. Tendinitis. Thank you. Yeah. Well, for me, one of them is I work in as a fitness professional. I don't want to be one of those people where people go, "Oh yeah, she used to be really healthy and fit." Like honestly, that's driven me for a long time. And now I've got grandkids. Well, I had when my kids were growing up, it was like I wanted to be able to do everything with them. And now I've got grandkids. Same thing. I like to throw them around and climb on the playground and get down and wrestle with them and give them piggyback rides. And eventually they'll have to give me a piggyback ride. But for now, yeah, I want to be that active, fun lolly is what they call me, lolly. So powerful. So,
Do you see the one? Can you hear me, Gail?
yes.
Do you see my comment or is it not coming out?
Lauren, you said you want to be able to accomplish goals and have stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
Are you talking about, tell me more about that.
So just in going to the gym or, I want the overall goal to be able to like maybe travel and be able to do it and not be all tired.
Okay.
Or also when I have resolve about something, stick to that, because I'll go through phases with all of this, like, getting the right diet and everything. And then all of a sudden I'm back to doing those bad habits again. So just having better stick-to-itiveness, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And then just like lately okay, so walking is good and I think it can be like not better than like your CrossFit and your gym and all that, but I'm hearing there's more steadiness to it. Or like if you get stressed out from some of the stuff that you do at the gym, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I'm a member at a CrossFit and sometimes I feel like I beat myself up with stuff I do there, but then other times, because there's a lot to this. I'm like really, and everyone's at a different level in there, and that's great. And they make us to have, they'll modify stuff so you can do, a certain routine in the gym, and that's really good. And but I had a knee replacement surgery last January. So it's been a while, but I've been back in the gym since then. But sometimes I feel like, oh, I did too much now, and then I won't go for like a week. But I think it's better if I do just keep going. Just don't, I don't have to do all out
That's right.
like every time. So, anyway, and sometimes also, it's kind of like we can get in a downward spiral, and if you tend to be more on the depressed side, like you second guess yourself and you talk yourself out of things that you know are the right thing to do. So I'm thinking if I just stay on that positive keel, and I like the thing you said about eating in the morning first thing, because I haven't been doing that.
Mhm.
And so anyway, it's just a different environment for me too here now, because I had 3 deaths in the family in like 3 years. So
Mm.
there's been some stuff like that, but
Wow.
yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that. So do you
Yeah.
find that being part of a community helps you though? I mean,
Yeah.
CrossFit tends to be very community oriented.
Right. That's what I do like about it. And so,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Mhm.
that's what I was saying in one of my other comments. I'll go just to, like, I want to be around the people, and
Mhm.
it gives you a good motivation and everything.
Yeah.
So, and then just when I had been out so long because of the operation, when I came back, I was like, whoa, overwhelmed with how much appreciative they were to see me there, like welcoming me back and stuff. That was fun.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we do better with other people in every area, So when you have a goal or an expectation of I'm going to push on into something, it's very important that we get around people who have similar, like
Hmm.
I mean, we're at boot camp and just as an example, there's about 12 people on the regular, not everybody comes at once, but we're all different levels, but we all just support each other and feed off of each other's energy and show up for each other. And it's powerful. And it's
Yeah.
hard to do things like this on your own. And so like I'm going to be talking about that in a minute, but
Hmm.
I'm creating a community because I want to support people and pull everybody together, and travel on this journey. And what's cool about technology is we don't have to be able to show up all at the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I just was thinking the other day, like when the angel told Mary she was going to have a baby, you're a virgin and you're going to have a baby. Well, what she did right away after that was she went and found her cousin Elizabeth, who also had a miracle pregnancy because she was very old and she was pregnant with John the Baptist. And it was like, they needed each other. And what was so cool is when Mary showed up, Elizabeth's baby leaped. And it's like, it's important to be with people of like mind and especially like people who make your baby leap. Like when I met Gail Root, she helps women in business in a really cool way. And my baby leaped and I wanted to be around her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Julie, and I mean, I could say that about each of you actually, because I know all of you. Yeah. Hi, Wendy. Good to see you on camera. But I was going to say also, Lauren, like you brought up a good point, and that is that we can't go hard every single day, like physically.
Mhm.
Let's just talk about workouts. So like, like it's especially, I think as we get older, you have to start recognizing like, what am I trying to prove and who am I trying to prove it to? Like we can just go way too hard and regret it. And I used to teach weightlifting classes for years in front of a group with a microphone, and I'm working out with them. And I remember
Mhm.
at some point I thought, what am I trying to prove? Like, who cares if I put that extra plate on the end of my bar? Yeah, I like to challenge myself, but in the end, if I hurt myself, nobody's giving me a prize because I used the medium and not the small, on the I was just talking to somebody
Yeah.
else about that the other day. So it's
Yeah.
like get rhythm. So like a rhythm I have right now is I work out really hard one day and then the next day I walk or I do yoga kind of things. And I just alternate like that. And then I
Yeah.
usually take at least one day off where I'm just stretching or walking or maybe not a whole lot.
Okay.
So it's like, and we all kind of have our own tolerances, right? So if you find that you're getting really drained, then you're probably pushing too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, physically.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if
Glad you
that
brought
helps
that up. And I'm
anybody.
glad to hear you're part of CrossFit. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Did anybody else want to
But-
say anything or ask a question?
I just want to say forgive yourself.
Yeah.
If you guys can hear me, that's the hardest thing to
We
do.
can hear you, Wendy.
And be quick about it. It's okay. 'Cause, I didn't get some good news recently, and all I wanted was a donut. And Gail taught me just have a bite and throw the rest away. And that was later so much better for my heart than, the guilt of like not, buying two. Like we talked about chocolate earlier. I get it. That's how we were raised. Mine was eating. I mean, when we had birthdays, my mom, it was like cake, ice cream, the whole everything. She would put basically a sundae on top of our cake. And this is how we were raised, And so trying to change that as we get older for ourselves, the reward comes in eating something healthy. And but it takes a lot of work. It's okay. Every day.
When you say forgive yourself, what you're talking about is when you go off your
Yeah.
plan that you've decided, being quick to forgive yourself and get back on track. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause
That's awesome.
And-
Yeah.
and lessening the impact from making it a smaller choice than a usual choice. And it's like almost instantly you feel better because you've made the choice to do it better. And then almost makes that next time you exercise or next time you do something healthy, like I was meal prepping this weekend and made this really healthy veggie chili. My whole week is set food wise. There is nothing out there in the world when I'm out driving around doing whatever I'm going to do.
Yeah.
That tastes better than what I've already made for myself. And that is really powerful
Mm-hmm.
for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Making a meal, planning your meals, right? Making a meal plan, prepping some things ahead of time. Yeah.
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 Gail, I have a quick question. It's not like insightful or anything. I'm just curious for your thoughts on like weighted vests because they're all over social media. Women like walk with
Yeah.
weighted vests, and I've seen some
Oh.
negative, like it's not great for your joints, and then I've seen some things where it's good because it can elevate a simple walk. And I've just been thinking about them. Like, do you have any thoughts on it? If it's good or bad?
I don't know a
or-
lot about them, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feels like a social media kind of trend that's like taken off from what I don't know. I always see women with vests now, it seems like.
Actually,
Yeah.
just to add to that, there's at our gym, they stressed about bringing one. Well, they didn't say you had to, but that if you had a weighted vest for the walk or that they were going to do, and when we go outside and stuff. But I didn't even know what it was, so I mean, I didn't have one to even take. But I thought to myself, well, that's okay for some of them, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, my first thought about it is it's making you heavier. So you're carrying around more weight, you're going to burn more calories.
Yeah.
But also, like, I know, like, when you're losing weight, for every pound you lose, I can't remember the number now, I'd have to look it up, but you're relieving your joints of so many pounds of force, right? Like, I might lose 1 pound, but I've taken 10 pounds of force off of my knee joints. It's some big difference. 1 pound of weight loss or gain can help or make it harder on your joints. So I can see the point of the weight vest. Like, if you're even a 10 pounder, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, honestly.
Yeah.
Good question.
So
Yeah.
lose the weight. Yeah. It's
All right. Well, listen, guys, any other questions or comments? I don't want to, sorry, we have time. I don't want to cut it off.
No, I appreciate it. Sorry, I was working most of it, but I'm here.
Say it
And
again,
thank
Wendy.
you. I just said thank you. Sorry, I was working most of it. I think my phone is dying, so I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I see you in the morning. Nice to
Yeah.
meet
See you in the
all.
morning after protein coffee.
Okay.
Okay, great. Well, listen, what I just want to transition now and just say, if you love this, you'd like support with a like-minded community of women, and this is not just for you guys, there's other women who will catch the replay. I'd like to invite you into a community, and I will show you, let me see. I'm going to pull a document up on my screen. Find it. There. Okay, can you see this document right here that I'm moving around?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this will be in a private Facebook group. And what I'm offering is 12 weeks of group coaching. And I have a different page I could share, but what we'll do, my vision is that we'll meet weekly starting next week, and we'll meet for the first 3 weeks of November, and then we'll take the week of Thanksgiving off. And then we'll come back in and do 3 more weeks in December, take off the Christmas and New Year's week, and then we'll hit the ground running in January for 6 more. So it's a total of 12 weeks meant to give you a community experience with interacting with like-minded women, where we're doing group coaching. And I'll be like 24/7 messaging. I'm not going to answer your question immediately, but I'm very good about getting back to texts and messages within 24 hours. So I'm available to you for that outside of the coaching. I'm going to bring in some guest speakers to talk about a few things health related, friends of mine. We'll do some benchmark assessments so you can compare before and after some different things, not just, but just covering all these things like your mindset, your emotions, your body, habits. There'll be a resource library of things like workouts or movement snacks, recipes, things like that. And I pray for all of my clients, and I just pray anyway. But when there's something going on, it's my privilege to pray with you right then, or, behind the scenes. And so on this page, you'll see like the value for each of these, and it's a total value of over $4,000. But I'm just asking for an investment of $697, and that can be with one payment. And this is my first group to run, so you're my beta group. And when I do this again, the price is going to go up. So this is sort of like the founder's price, I guess, is another way to say it. If it's helpful, we can break it into 3 payments or smaller for stretched it out longer. I'm very flexible. I'm open to talking with you about that. And if you make a decision by 7 o'clock Wednesday, so that roughly gives you about 48 hours, then I'll include a fast action bonus, which is a 45-minute one-on-one session for us to talk specifically about what you're doing, what you're up to, what your goals are, getting a plan custom made for you at this point. And then every 2 weeks, a 15-minute check-in call. And we can do a lot in 15 minutes. I've been doing 15-minute calls with all of my other clients. So you can take a screenshot of that, or I can send it out to you. Actually, I'm going to copy it too, and I'll just stick it in the chat if that's trying to give you ways to copy. See that? Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop the share. Come back to you. Put this in the chat. I don't know what it's going to look like, but there it is. Whoa. Okay, there it is. So does anybody have any questions about this? Okay, I'm looking to see who else is here who might not be on camera. Mary, Gail. Awesome. Yeah, and I will, one of the things that I found, just speaking of this is, I was always so reluctant to invest in myself. And one of the things that helped me to change that was realizing, like, I give out to so many other people. you know, and even financially, like we tithe, we give 10% of our income. And it's like you're always giving out, giving out, giving out. But then it's like, you know what? It's also good to give in and invest in yourself because you're good soil. Like if you think of money like a seed, planting it in good soil, like, you know, using wise decisions on who you give to, or even where you shop for that matter. I love that we can be responsible shoppers now and not, and we can on purpose shop places where we want to support what they represent or not. So I would just encourage you like to consider that, like whether you say yes or no to me isn't the point. It's like, just know that you're good soil and you're worth investing in. And I also know that when I have paid for coaching or invested in a group kind of a thing, one-on-one or in a group, I always like, it makes me rise up and actually do something different than I would do otherwise. So that's your opportunity. So, and that is pretty much the end of what I came to share, unless anybody has any comments or questions. Oh, how do I accept payment? Great question, Karen. Any way you want to pay, check, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. What's the other one? Zelle. I mean, any of those electronic payments, I accept those. Yep. So you guys all know how to reach me either through a text or through Facebook Messenger. And I'll just be reaching out to see if you have any questions. Again, I don't want you to feel any kind of pressure. I'm so glad that you came and you were here live or on replay, for those of you on replay. But this was a great opportunity for me to just kind of get back up and do a presentation like this because I haven't done one for a while. So thank you for coming. And if you didn't already, like, is there something you'd like to share that you're taking away from this time together? Giving you time, giving you time.
I like the timing of it right before Halloween because I do have kids who still trick or treat, one of them. And it's going to be really helpful to remember that, like, pause, be intentional, like maybe have one piece of candy versus like, stop not counting and just grabbing a handful. I think that will be really helpful for me and I will remember that. Like the stop challenge,
Awesome.
stop, think, challenge or whatever. Yeah, I wrote it down,
Yeah.
but
Stop, challenge, choose. Yeah.
yeah.
As long as you do it, it doesn't matter what you call it.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Thank you. You look really pretty, by the way. I never see you all fixed
Oh,
up. I
thanks,
see
Gail.
your ponytail.
I know, I thought that. I was like, I should have put on like more makeup, but I just, because you
I
always
should
see me
have,
like
but
rolling out of
whatever.
bed, but thank you.
Thank you, Molly. My mindset shifted in a positive way. Good. Thank you so much. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hi, Gail.
Awesome job. I'm still taking notes. So, awesome job. You did great. I'm so proud of you. And I've got all these notes. Thank you.
Thank you for coming back on and saying that. Is there a particular takeaway you'd like to share, Gail, before we sign off? I know you shared others earlier. so-
Yeah, I'm about to head into a big travel season. And I think, well, the new action needed, but my mind has been, okay, when I get back, when I get back, when I get back. And so I think what you really helped me with, especially with that, ask God, what can healthy eating and enjoying look like on this trip? Why does it have to be when I get back? Like everything's going to fall apart until I get back. No, I can do stretching. I can still do healthy eating. I can still have healthy things going. I can ask, what's that going to look like? So thank you. I really needed that. I mean, we
You're
leave
welcome.
Wednesday, so thank
I'm
you.
excited for your trip.
Yeah, thank you.
She's going to Israel.
Oh, wow.
Finally, like after a few years of waiting for the window to open properly. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Anything else? Lauren, you look like you want to say something, but I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I was starting to say it in the chat, but I wanted to say thank you, of course, but also I think since right now I am doing the, the CrossFit gym, it doesn't give the spiritual aspect of it. In fact, that's sorely lacking in that part, but I'm just, be prayerfully considering whether I wanted to do this, joining as
Okay.
a group. But other than that, though, it's good to get the insights, and I can start to get the things back in motion that I know to do. So
Mhm. Awesome.
yeah.
Very good. Very good. You know what I just realized I didn't put into this package is a digital copy file of my book. I just finished my book. I'm just waiting for one little tweak before I can list it on Amazon, but it's loaded. I wrote a devotional on how to connect with God, A to Z.
Oh,
It's
wow.
really simple thing. So
Hmm.
I'm going to include that in the offer. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, let me just pray and thank you so much for coming. God bless these women. Thank you for helping them to get practical action steps and a reconnection to why they would even want to in the first place. And I just bless them with healthy thinking, healthy habits, healthy, just getting like feeling powerful to get unstuck if they get stuck. And I just believe that you'll put all the right people in my group for now that you want there. And I'm excited to see who that is. And I'm just so thankful for these women who joined me today. In Jesus' name, I bless them. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Well, have a good night. Thank you again. And I will see many of
Yeah.
you soon.
Hi,
Okay.
Gail.
Gail.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye for now.
Bye. Oh my gosh.